Hello everyone, welcome to my channel English with Miss Arich. Today I've chosen an IELTS sample from Cambridge IELTS 16. It's going to be a sentence completion question for the academic reading. I'm going to show you how easy it is. Let's get started. So today we're going to talk about how to answer a question like this one here. This is, again, the topic is why we need to protect polar bears. This is the title. And as you can see, this is the question that I have chosen for you today. So I always start, as I told you before, we're just going to start with reading the title, get a very general idea why we need to protect polar bears, and that's it. So I'm just going to go immediately to the question. Choose one word only. Bear that in mind. This is very important. And then I'm going to read the title and see what goes on. So here so choose one word from the passage for each answer. Write your answers in boxes 8 to 13 on your answer sheet. Now, remember, you have to write them on the answer sheet. I always advise you to write them immediately. Do not waste time. If you think you have more time to, just write them down on the paper itself and then transfer them to the answer sheet, be my guest. That would be okay. All right, so I'll read the title, Reasons Why Polar Bears Should Be Protected. All right, so I read this one first here. People think of bears as unintelligent and... Now notice here we have an adjective and then you have and. So since this adjective is negative, I know that because it starts with un, and then we say intelligent, unintelligent. So it means they're not intelligent and there's something else bad about them. So I just go and start from the very beginning of the text and I go through until I find a sentence that says they're not intelligent and there's something else. I'm looking for the second adjective that is used to describe the polar bears. So just go through this very quickly. I look for the adjective. Now, if you remember in the previous episode, we answered the question that was true, false, not given, and we finished in a certain paragraph. So we found the last answer in paragraph 4, as far as I remember. So we will start looking for our answer in the next paragraph. So I'm going to start looking from here. So I want to look for an adjective that describes the bears. So the medical benefits of the polar bear for humanity, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to look for the sentence. Okay, we tend to want to protect that are intelligent and possess emotions, such as elephants and primates, etc. Now, I'm going to talk now. I found actually here the word intelligent, and they're describing some sort of animals that have emotions, but not the bears so far. So I'm going to keep reading. Bears, on the other hand, so I see here the linking word on the other hand, so we're going to mention something that is opposite. So since we have here the word on the other hand, and then we have the word bears, so I'm just going to keep reading. So bears, on the other hand, seem to be perceived as stupid. This is the word that means unintelligent. I found this one. So they are as stupid and, in many cases, violent. Violent also is a negative adjective. So stupid, violent. If I go down, people think of bears as unintelligent, which is equivalent or a synonym of stupid, and I would write the word violent. All right, let's move on. However, this may not be correct. For example, now here there are examples. So I'm just going to read this. In Tennoji Zoo, now here I have a name, which makes my life easier, as I said before. In Tennoji Zoo, a bear has been seen using a branch as a, I think maybe as a stick, as a device. So I'm just going to try to find Tennoji Zoo, and then a bear has been seen using a branch as a, maybe a device or something. Let's go back and see it. It could be a device, could be a tool. So I'm going to keep reading until I find this. Okay, here, this is the name, at Tennoji Zoo. So a male bear called Gogo in Tennoji Zoo, Osaka, has even been observed making use of a tool to manipulate his environment. The bear used a tree branch on multiple occasions to dislodge a piece of meat, etc. So what did he use? He used it as a tool. Now, just notice one thing different here is that the answer is back. So you have to go backwards, whereas in the sentence, it is mentioned before. So just pay attention to that. So Tenerjizu as a verb has been using a branch as a tool. This is the word. Now we're going to move to the next question, which is number 10 here, as you can see. This allowed him to knock down something, okay? Now, since I see the word some, this word is going to be uncountable, probably, or it could be some trees, some apples, something. So it could be either uncountable or something that is plural. It's not going to be one thing. It's not going to be a singular countable word. That's for sure. So he knocked down something while using this branch. So we just go up a little bit and then see what he dropped. Okay, so I would say here, use the branch to multiple occasions to dislodge. This is the word for knock. A piece of meat. Notice here they said piece of because it is uncountable. So this is actually the word. So some meat. Notice how prediction helps you a lot in answering this question. You have to try to guess what the word is, or at least, is it a noun? Is it a verb? Is it a good word? Is it a negative word? And so on. So prediction helps you a lot in this question. Now let's go to the next one. Number 11. A wild polar bear worked out a method. So I'm going to underline the keywords. So a wild polar bear worked out a method of reaching platform where a was located. All right, so they're going to talk about a wild polar bear. So we're not talking about Go again, the bear that is in the zoo. All right, so let's proceed here. A calculated move by a male bear involved running and jumping onto barrels in an attempt to get a photographer standing on a platform, here's the word platform, 4 meters high. So here, actually, as you can see here, involved running and jumping into barrels. This is the technique that the bear used, attempting to what? To reach the photographer. He wants to reach that person. So again, let's read the sentence. A wild polar bear worked out a method of reaching a platform. This is the same sentence, where a was located. Who was that? The photographer. He was actually in that place. I'm just going to write photographer here. Pay attention to spelling as usual. Now let's move to the next one. Polar bears have displayed behavior such as conscious manipulation of objects, okay, and activities similar to a what? Okay, similar to something, like a process doing something. I'm going to go back and I'm going to look for the same keywords or something similar in meaning. Now I finished here, so I'm going to proceed with the next paragraph. So this paragraph here, in other studies, such as one by Allison Ames in 2008, polar bears showed deliberate and focused manipulation. This is the same words, talked about manipulation. For example, Ames observed bears putting objects in piles and then knocking them over in what appeared to be a game. All right, going back to the question, polar bears have displayed the behavior such as conscious manipulation of objects and activities similar to a game. That's the word that we were looking for. Now let's move to the next one. They may make movements suggesting something if disappointed when hunting. Now talking about disappointment, so probably they're suggesting anger, suggesting anxiety. So I don't know. So I'm just going to go back and look for these vocabulary keywords. Making movements suggesting what if disappointed when hunting. All right, so these examples suggest bears have greater creativity and problem-solving abilities. This is not the one we're looking for. So I'm going to move to the next paragraph. As for emotions, now here they're talking about emotions. I guess that the word might have to be related to emotions. While the evidence is once again anecdotal, many bears have been seen to hit out at ice and so seemingly out of frustration. So why did they do that? Out of frustration when they have just missed on a kill. So they missed a prey or an animal that they were trying to hunt down. So the answer would be, so they make movements suggesting what? Frustration, which means in Arabic, al-ihbat, if disappointed when hunting. Hunting, the word actually similar to it was kill, when they missed a kill. Now that we have reached the end of this episode, you have seen how easy it is to answer sentence completion questions in reading IELTS. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share if you liked the video. Wish you a lovely day. Take care of yourselves. Bye.